Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss 11 inexpensive things that you can easily do from the comfort of your home or whenever you have time to improve your wardrobe. Sometimes it's hard imagining improving your wardrobe without spending money while going shopping for something new. But there are in fact a number of things that you can do at home that really improve your wardrobe, and it's easy on your wallet too. The first thing you want to do is to figure out your personal style values. What does it mean exactly? Well, have you ever bought something that you regretted after the fact? I certainly have. Those purchases often clog up one's wardrobe, and they prevent you from building a wardrobe that reflects your personal style and your values. To learn more about my biggest wardrobe regrets, please check out this video here. Now, your values may be very different from my values. Maybe you want things to be inexpensive, or you value that you don't have to think much about them, or you want something that is really long-lasting. For example, my values are intentional purchase, good value, longevity, and a classic look. When I grew up, basically my family bought everything that was on sale or when there was a deal to be had. And naturally, that rubbed off on me. So when I started out, everything I bought was on sale, and the higher the discount, the better it was. The problem with that approach is that you end up with things that you would have never dreamed of buying, and you just added them because they were cheap, but you wear them very rarely or never, and so the cost per wear is extremely high, which is bad. On the flip side, if I force myself to be deliberate and look for something that I know I will get a lot of use out of, the cost per wear goes down, and that's a good thing. Which brings us to point number 2, good value. As I mentioned, growing up, I didn't have much money, and to this day, I value a good ratio between quality and price. Now, at the end of the day, quality trumps value in my book, but nevertheless, you can often try to find brands or things that have a relatively high value for a relatively low price. Number 3 is longevity. When I buy something, I want it to not look shabby after a few years, and I want to be able to wear it for a long period of time. Which brings us to point number 4, classic look. I can wear a tie or a sweater or a jacket for 10 or 20 years if they have a style that is grounded and classic and that works for me. If I get something too fashionable, I may look trendy at the moment, but 10 years down the line, I look at it and think, oh my God, what was I thinking? So what are good ways for you to figure out your values? The first step is to go to your closet and pull out the things you don't wear or you hate. Now ask yourself, why do I not wear this? And be honest with yourself. And in the beginning, that may be hard because you just think you don't have the right occasion, but ask again until you get clarity about why you're not wearing this piece. Now, on the other hand, pull out your most favorite clothing pieces and ask yourself, why do I like wearing it? Why do I wear it so often? What makes this piece a great addition to my wardrobe? Now, if you do this exercise properly, you end up with actual values that work for you and that are truly a reflection of what's important to you and why you end up wearing something. Then write those values down, maybe on a checklist on your phone or on a piece of paper, whatever works for you. But next time you go shopping, bring those values with you, and before you buy it, make sure you answer all of those questions that came up so you make sure it reflects your values. And be honest. If you want to wear something because you want to impress others, or you want them to say wow, or you want them to think that you have a lot of money, then be honest to yourself, write those down, and check if it fulfills those criteria. It's always easy to be a little idealistic and tell yourself that you do something for a different reason, but the more true you are to yourself in this exercise, the better and the more happy you will be once you buy something in the future. The second thing you can do is to get more use out of the things you already have by coming up with new combinations that you might not have thought about beforehand. If you're anything like me, sometimes you put together an outfit not because it's the best possible look, but just because you could find the ingredients that were on top of the pile. Not only can it be very limiting simply because of the small number of items, but you also may resort to putting and comparing the same things together over and over again. So when you have some time on your hands, you can actually think about outfits, put them together, so when you're in a rush, you already know what to wear and what looks good together. Ideally, start with pieces that you do like, but that you don't wear very often. They're already in your closet, they don't cost you any additional money, but there are ways to incorporate them into your outfits. It's important to visually hold things together so you actually see what it looks like. Sometimes at first glance, you might not think it will work, but force yourself to do it and then take a picture of the combination so you can visually remember it and you have an archive and you can easily come back to it when you are in a rush or in a moment where you can't really recall what you'd put together that you liked back then. 3. Identify your stylistic Achilles heel and make a plan to tackle it. Everyone has a weakness or two in their wardrobe. For example, for me, it's the fact that my wardrobes are split up between a studio and my personal closet, and then sometimes things just end up on a pile and I put together things that are just available to me right then if I have to rush out the door. Of course, the best solution to that problem would be a gigantic walk-in closet where all of my ties would be visible to me, all of my accessories, all of my shirts, all of my shoes, but sometimes that's not a reality. We had planned to do a closet project, but now it's on hold and we'll just have to make do with what we have. However, for me, that means I could just regularly go through my wardrobe, see what I have, and don't just put things in a pile, but actually put them away so I can see what I have and combine it when I need it. The fourth thing you can do is to hand wash your sweaters, especially your wool and cashmere sweaters or cardigans. Now, fortunately, with the advancement of washing machines, hand washing isn't entirely necessary anymore, but if you want to learn more about the topic, please check out this in-depth video here. By the way, it's a whole series on clothes maintenance, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. In an ideal world, you'd wear a sweater once and have your valet take care of it, clean it, wash it, store it in your closet. Unfortunately, that's not a reality for most of us, so if you take care of your sweaters and how you wear them, let's say with a dress shirt underneath of them, you may have to only wash them once or twice a season. If you're at home with lots of time on your hands, now is a good time to start taking care of your wardrobe. Number 5. Properly store and rotate your off-season wardrobe. Sadly, most of us don't have closets that are so large that they can have their entire wardrobe at their disposal at all points in time. Because of that, most people will have to resort to switching between the current season and the off-season. That means you have to properly store away your off-season garments in garment bags and put them, let's say, in the attic and maybe not in the basement, because otherwise they may smell dusty. But of course, it depends entirely on your situation and where exactly you live and what the conditions are there. So why do you store your off-season clothes away? Ideally, you want to see everything that's at your disposal that is currently appropriate for the season without being distracted by all the stuff that you can't wear anyways. To learn more about how specifically you can do that, please check out our in-depth guide on how to store off-season clothes. Number 6, use a clothes brush to dust off all your jackets and wool overcoats. While you're rotating the seasonal wardrobe and storing away everything in nice garment bags, a clothes brush will really help you to elongate the lifespan of your garments. Why? Well, over time, even if things hang in your closet, they get dusty. And the dust, together with other stuff, can just really be hard on your clothes. So by dusting them off, you will just not only ensure that they don't smell bad, but that they will also last longer. On top of that, it saves you money because you won't have to bring your clothes to the dry cleaner as often. Not only does dry cleaning cost money, but it also shortens the lifespan of your garments. So it's a win-win. So what about the lint rollers with disposable tape? I strongly advise you not to use those because of the tape. They pull out loose fibers and you're much more prone to end up with pilling. They're also much more expensive because it's a disposable item versus a quality clothes brush is something that you buy once in your lifetime and it will just last and serve you well. While a lint roller just gets the dust off the top of your garment, a brush really helps to more deeply remove the dust from your blazers, jackets, and overcoats. Number 7, learn how to make small repairs on your clothing yourself. Of course, you could bring them to the alterations tailor, but then you have to go there, you have to pay them. If you just have time at home and you're watching a movie maybe, you want to learn how to sew on a button, for example. Even if you don't think you have a thread or needle or the right tools, maybe you've come across a travel sewing kit, which is often available on airplanes or at hotels. Maybe one of your garments has a little hole, and if you fix it while it's still small, it won't become big. If If you want to learn how to sew on a button step by step as a total beginner, please check out this video here. For example, in today's video, I'm wearing a pair of pants where I fixed a little hole that opened up just below my pocket, and by just closing it, I'll get a lot more wear out of it. The eighth way to use your time is to just iron all your shirts. That's particularly true if you store them hanging on hangers, but even if you fold them, having a nice crisp shirt that is already ironed will save you time in the morning, so whenever you put it on normally, and it will just be very satisfying. Now, I know some people hate ironing and others love it, but even if you hate it, if you do it during a time where you wouldn't do anything otherwise that's productive, it's a great way to get ironed shirts. Ideally, you turn on a podcast or maybe put up your computer and watch some Netflix, because nothing makes you as prepared for the world as a freshly ironed shirt. Of course, once you're done with your shirts, you can also move on to your pants and your slacks as well as your jackets. And we created an in-depth series where we show you step by step how to iron a shirt, how to iron a jacket, as well as pants. Number 9, sort out the clothes that need to go to the alterations tailor or need to have some major repairs done. We inevitably end up with garments in our wardrobe that are maybe stained, have major damage, or are just a little too big or a little too small, and we have to take care of them so we can wear them the next time. The problem is it's very easy to forget about that, and so next time you reach in and you may not think about that there is that big stain on your jacket, and you put it on and you walk out the door, then it's just embarrassing. Also, when you're packing for a trip and you're putting together the wardrobe and you realize, oh, I wanted to have that fixed or altered, but now I'm in a time crunch and I can't bring it along because it's too late. That's always a bummer. The most economical way to deal with it is to just create a pile with all the items that need to go to the dry cleaner, all the items that need to be fixed or altered, and then go in one run. Oftentimes, your tailor may even give you a discount because you bring a bunch of things at the same time, and you save yourself the cost of a trip every time back and forth. The 10th thing you can do is to get out all your shoes and take some time to polish them. Now, if you want some good tutorials, head over to our friend Preston Soto from the Elegant Oxford. He has some really great tutorials on how to shine your shoes and make them look like new or like an entirely different pair again. Last but not least, maintaining your wardrobe not only takes time, but often also tools. So think about what you need, and to get some inspiration, you can check out our posts on wardrobe maintenance essential tools here. In today's video, I'm wearing a very homey outfit that starts with a tennis sweater or cricket sweater in white with black accents by Charles Thurrott. I'm combining it with a light blue Oxford shirt and a tie that is jacquard woven but also printed from Fort Belvedere, which you can find in our shop here. It picks up the blue of the shirt as well as my Fort Belvedere socks. They tie together my black and off-white houndstooth pants that have some linen in them, which lets them wrinkle in a very sophisticated way, and my brown Fullbrook wingtip Oxfords.